Cops say the man knocks the woman out, ties her up, and then douses her with alcohol, then allegedly sets her ablaze, burning her alive.
What a horrific death a Marine car suffered. She suffered burns to 95% of her body. I can only pray that she had been knocked out before and was not conscious when this whole thing happened. According to police, she was found bound with bungee cords and floral wire, the wire used in floral arrangements, drenched with vodka, and then a vodka trail leading outside of the room. So the fire could be lit, as Robert Rowe says, remotely. To Dr. Romney DeVosala, clinical psychologist, I'm having a hard time weighing the alternatives. What, you'd rather do time in jail as opposed to having a TRO enforced against you? I mean, when does anger consume you to the point you're willing to go to jail or face the death penalty?
I mean, Nancy, we've seen time and time again what relationships do with people and do to people. And the fact is, this is a man who clearly had issues around rage and anger. I mean, there was repeated restraining orders. This was a pattern. When these things happen, they tend not to just happen out of nowhere. There is a pattern building up to this, and we are notoriously bad at protecting victims of these kinds of situations. And this can be the tragic conclusion that we're seeing. Yes, they don't want to go to jail. They would rather see their partner dead and then go to jail than to manage this and walk away. It's the nature of the psychopathology in this case.
To Robert Rowe, fire expert, joining us out of Long Beach. You know, Robert, very often it's difficult to prove an arson case. Why?
Well, number one, the evidence. You have to have good, solid evidence. You have to have a motive, and then you have to have either a witness or a confession. It's a difficult crime to try to prove. But, you know, it's a science, and I believe that in our articles, the prosecutor or the defense attorney was saying that it's some type of voodoo type of science, which it is not. It's an absolute science. It's difficult, and it's probably one of the hardest sciences to prove, but there is evidence. It's just that, you know, you have to search it out and test it.
Wait, so, Robert, you're the fire expert. You're telling me that the defense in this case is claiming that arson investigations and studies based on voodoo. You know what? I have prosecuted arsons, and specifically when an accelerant like gas or kerosene or vodka, in this case, alcohol of some sort is used, it's apparent many times, Robert, to the naked eye. Even after the whole place is burned down, you can still see the trail of burnt accelerant. That's not voodoo. You show a jury those pictures, they're going to understand it.
That's exactly right, Nancy. And it'll be proven. I can tell you right now, there's investigators that are very qualified and are experienced, and they will definitely prove their case.
And it's not just that, Robert. I mean, you get a mass spectrometer, a gas test. I guarantee you there may very well be, Robert Rowe, leftover residue of vodka on her body, on her clothing, Robert. How possible is that?
I'm sure there's going to be some form of residue. You know, alcohol, if you understand alcohol, even it's made with drinks, and those drinks are made to burn. And so this alcohol is highly flammable, and it burns a light blue flame. It's hard to detect by the eye, but you can detect it through various types of testing processes.
This woman thought she did everything right. She got a protective order. She went to court. She was murdered, according to police, doused, drenched with vodka, the home set on fire. We want justice.